Today in the episode, Special, taking a look at the brand new reload boosters. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. And we begin with Workshop. You certainly can't enter the river twice because it's a river of bullets. What's better than overwhelming firepower? Only even more firepower. And that's something that every Reaper user knows full well. You point the barrel in the vague direction of an enemy and here it is, an endless river of hot lead. Come on. Come, we have more than enough. For you, and for you, for everybody. Even for those that don't want any. Especially for them. At the same time, using this weapon is not as easy as it sounds. Even though it's just a minigun, it's not just about spraying and braying. First of all, the Reaper is on the bigger side. It's no mammoth or mandrake, of course, but it still requires a lot of room, which means that your options are somewhat limited when building. You can't really mount it in the front or simply slap it on the cabin. It'll be destroyed really quickly. The Reaper's no turret cannon. You simply don't get as much durability, which means that you have to go full engineer and design your vehicle around the minigun. Furthermore, the Reaper has a lot of spread even at mid-range. You still deal massive damage, but it gets increasingly harder to hit a specific part of an enemy vehicle and not just shower it with bullets, which means that you get a slower time-to-kill ratio. It gets even harder if your target is doing their best not to get hit, which is understandable, but still rather annoying. Take it like a survivor, goddammit. And the less is said about engaging at long range, the better. You're still here? Good. Because Reapers that are used well are a huge boon to the team. You just need a car that can take a lot of punishment. And ammo. Lots of ammo. All the ammo in the world, in fact. Yeah, our bullets go all over the place, but the Reaper never overheats. Never. No such word in its vocabulary. Which means that it's never going to stop spitting death. Are you considering using a radar detector? Maybe a verifier or an Argus? Here's an alternative. 2 Reapers, shooting at everything you see. There are missiles incoming? Maybe there's a sneaky Lancer trying to catch you by surprise? Doesn't matter. Point your Reapers in their direction and watch the problem disappear. The important thing here is to know your maps and popular routes, and deal with the most dangerous threats before anything else. Don't get cocky though. For example, you have to be extra careful with shotgunners and flamethrower builds. They're a real threat. When you run into them, remember, time is on your side. The longer any enemy is in your sights, the bigger the chance that they won't survive this encounter. If you find yourself in a really tough situation or get jumped, use the good old tactic of backpedaling. Do everything you can to put some distance between you and the attacker while pumping them full of lead. Snipers can also be a huge thorn in your side. Survivors with scorpions, typhoons, and other long-range weapons won't ever miss a chance to shoot key parts off your vehicle from the other side of the map. Your best bet in this scenario is to aggressively close the distance. If, for whatever reason, it's not possible, pull aggro and play for time. Make them work for it. A well-built Reaper craft should be able to sustain a lot of damage, so make good use of this survivability. If you pull 2 or even 3 opponents out of the main fight, even for a little while, it might give your team enough breathing space to set you all on a path to victory. And that's all that matters. And now, a short commercial break.
The Syndicate isn't letting you on the monorail? That's no biggie. For a small fee, we can always get you on the mono road wheel. Doesn't actually move for safety reasons.
Do you remember the good old days when the wastes were all about sausages fighting dogs? Ah, those were the times. Now we live in a different world where engines boost the reload rate of guns. What? Not anymore? Now you can use your favorite engine on any build and not just a tank with cannons? Wicked! Let's take a look at the new reload boosters then. But wait, all this time we had to spend precious energy on engines, and now we also have to allocate some of our energy to get a booster going? Don't rush to conclusions. Think about it. Did you really need a Colossus on, let's say, a vehicle with just a couple of tracks and a couple of executioners? All that additional weight basically wasted. There was almost no increase in speed, not to mention that this engine took a lot of space. Oh, you used engines as additional armor? Why not? It's a viable strategy. But the flywheel, for instance, is almost as durable as the Colossus. It has only 10 less durability points. And that's without even mentioning the fact that an engine doesn't add any structure, which is kind of important. Moreover, now any build can use the Cheetah, which a lot of survivors love for its killer looks and nice bonuses, without sacrificing any efficiency of your judges or prosecutors. Basically, now you have more options when building. More options means more freedom to build what you want. Feels nice. New reload modules are also relatively small, occupying less space than an expanded ammo rack. They'll fit under any vehicle right next to a fuel tank, and will serve as additional armor to protect it from harm. If that's not a blessing from Otagon, we don't know what is. Obviously, when it comes to using these new devices, it's not all roses. For instance, you can't stack them. Second, their attachment points are not that convenient. Compare them to a shiver, for example. This beautiful piece of hardware can be connected to basically anything. Can't say the same about the discharger or the flywheel. Also, with the arrival of this new equipment, you might need to modify your old cannon builds. They're simply less effective now. When it comes to boosting your reload speeds, even a measly 10% means a world of difference out there in the wastes. Sometimes it's the difference between winning and losing in a 1v1, or between saving a teammate and watching them go up in flames. That's big. Let's take one of our classic battle cards. For example, this absolutely normal human vehicle, and see what we have to change to bring it up to snuff. We tear the Colossus out, and realize that we still have lots of weight to play with. Let's install a flywheel, and then a hard core because it looks nice, and now as a neat bonus, there's enough room to slap some extra armor on top of the hull, which means that we'll get some more structure than before. That's not a massive increase, but it still feels good. And now for something completely different. Let's build a new car from scratch. The Fury? Okay, why not? Let's throw in a train plow, a reload booster obviously, some ammo, and a couple of judges on top of that. Sprinkle it with some decor and it's done. Naturally, it's not the tankiest build in the valley, but it can kick some serious ass. Furthermore, thanks to the small size of our reload module, we were able to squeeze in an extra radar detector. It also looks like a proper Wasteland car, which is a bonus. We're pretty sure that by the time this episode hits the wastes, the exhibition will be chock full of interesting vehicles with reload modules. Share your cars and tell us what you think about this new type of equipment in the comments below. The first question was sent by Martin Palanca. Hey guys, could you please add damage dealt to the stats after matches? Would be awesome. Hey Martin, we're actually planning to add this feature somewhere down the line. No ETA yet though, keep your eyes peeled. Anderzam sent the following message. Can you add the option to choose between cabin and engine sound in the save blueprint pop-up? Hey Survivor, it's an interesting idea. We see why you might want that, but there's currently no plan to implement that. A survivor called Experimentor EES asks,
any news on the new game modes? I'm hoping for some alternative gameplay with Leviathans, maybe Demolition Derby Survival?
We're working on a few. Way too early to give you any info, but we're constantly thinking about new exciting things to bring to the game. Also, Demolition Derby Survival sounds badass. Then there's this message by Dick, the Lord of the Sauce. Seems the Ravages have finally had enough and are revolting. Get the Flamer, the Heavy Flamer. Here's the Flamer, brother. The Otagon protects. And finally, here's the craft of the episode. Have you ever seen Goliaths fitted right in the middle of a car? We mean by a sober, fully conscious survivor. No? Neither did we. Apparently, though, it's just one of the ways you can do it, and Steel and Fire, a rather peculiar vehicle made by Rusik Belka, can move and even turn pretty damn well. How? Nobody knows. Obviously, we love it. Thank you. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and if we somehow manage to stop trying to fit Goliaths in everything we see, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck.